Hard to making this stadium happen. We worked hard over the last, since we become owners or stewards of this great franchise, to finding an answer for a new home for the Minnesota Vikings. And we thank the input that we've got today on the Hill to making that process work. We're working very hard to get a site and location and a partner that can make this project work, and we're very optimistic. Through all the input that we've heard here, I think we've moved this a long way towards getting this stadium done, and we're very optimistic that it will get done this year.
Questions for either Senator Magnus or Mr. Wilf?
What are the biggest challenges that you see right now, especially considering the fact that there's only about a month left in the session? Can it get done?
It can get done. I've seen tremendous support on the Hill here. The people who I've spoken to, besides Senator Magnus, Senator Harrington, and many other people on the Hill here who have really have other priorities, but they know how important it is to get a home for the Minnesota Vikings, because not only does it serve as a home for the Vikings for the many years ahead, but it serves the same purpose as the Metrodome has successfully over the many years in the past, for providing a forum for college and high school events and Final Fours and Super Bowls. And I think it's very important for Minnesota, our fans throughout the country, to be proud of what we feel Minnesota Vikings should have as their home. It's just a matter of time, but we feel we're very confident we could do it this year.
How big of a problem is it that you don't have a local partner yet? There's some talk that you'd like to stay in Minneapolis, but Ramsey County is the only one doing anything to try to attract you.
Well, we're right now in the process of working with several potential partners, and hopefully in the near future we will come up with one that will work.
Would you prefer to stay in Minneapolis?
Our main goal is to making sure that we find a home for the Minnesota Vikings, and that our goal is and committed to making sure that the Minnesota Vikings plays in the state of Minnesota.
What about the Vikings' contribution? Is it too much? Is it enough? Are you satisfied with the bill in that respect?
We've committed, and we continue to commit a large sum of private funds, our own funds, to making sure this happens, and we'll make sure that we'll find an equitable way of making sure that all parties participate to making sure that this gets done. But we are committed to a substantial private investment, and we will continue to work on that.
What about the $300 million that's in the bill?
Well, I'm not going to go into any specifics because we're busy right now making sure that we have a project that's both viable from an economic and a political standpoint, and over the next couple of weeks we'll make sure that we come up here with those answers.
How are things progressing with Ramsey County? They've been putting a lot of work into this?
I admire all those parties who are interested in making sure that the Vikings be in their location, but I won't comment on any specific locations at this time.
But you say there are several potential?
Yes, there are.
Partners?
How many several?
Again, I won't go into details, but they're very much willing and able to get this deal done, and we have to evaluate what is for the best interest, not so much of the Minnesota Vikings, but most of what location and what circumstances will get the deal done. And we have to make sure we evaluate all aspects of this, both politically and economically. The realization is that now is the best time to get it done, and we're working very hard, as many people on the Hill here are, and our potential local partners, to making sure that eventually that we will get the best project that the Minnesotans and our fans can be proud of, and we're really working hard. Everyone's working hard to get that done.
Have you met with anybody outside the Capitol?
We've met with all business leaders. I've met with a lot of our fans. I've met with everybody and a lot of people on the Hill, getting their input and really trying to making sure that we present the best. We present the best solution to making sure that the pathway is to get this thing done.
And does it have to